being that he can play so all over the place with his teleports, Adonis needs to be very careful throwing out any normal because ninjutsu has the range, but on whiff is absolute death. And on the flip side to that, Rewind having some amazing pressure of his own with his plus frames and staggers, it's going to be very hard for Adonis to deal with that. But as we mentioned before, Adonis's absolute biggest strong point is his Oki game. If he could get Rewind on the ground, that's where Adonis will shine.
Rewind's going to try to prevent that at all costs. With the solid blocks right now, but again with the pressure.
And that's another thing that Adonis needs to be careful of. If he throws that forward 2 out and it gets blocked from a decent range, Rewind being Raiden, that forward 1 will connect as a punishment. We'll see now the mix is going for the stagger strings, the whiffs, the teleports just to stay away from that punish. Beautiful stuff by Adonis.
Everywhere in the back, even on life right now. So let's see who's going to be able to close this out. Got the jump in punch, using the meter to continue, but yeah, wanted to break right there. So Adonis definitely wants to take this game, but again, the back 2 is not going to kill, but one more hit. Oh man, it almost got scary. He got the down 1, it didn't kill. Fortunately, got another down 1 to allow him to get this first round.
There you go. Rewind immediately getting out of the corner, wanting nothing to do with this pressure, but really having a hard time blocking those mix-ups there. It's a very tight fuzzy, but it is fuzzy, but maybe Adonis wants to kind of exploit that a little bit. That really seems to be Rewind's only weakness right now. His defense has been pretty on point, but Adonis going for the back grab, switching full gear. A beautiful block there. Just we were talking about it before. The teleports are really going to be the godsend for Rewind. Just to stay all over the place. Adonis gets clipped by the back too. But now Rewind getting clipped by Adonis's forward 2 himself. Going into round number 3 of game 1. This is a really close game right now. But this is not where you want to be if you're Adonis. He needs to get out of this corner right now.
Right, ooh, no full conversion right there, but here we go. And Adonis working the mix up. Rewind is going to be able to get a solid combo. Puts himself in the corner. I'm not fond of that. The thing about Raiden is he can go back to back. Either way he wants to. Again, knocking him out of the interactable is Adonis. They're going to use the meter to continue. Oh my God, but drops the spear. Here we go. So many drops by both parties. Jesus. Anybody going to complete the full?
Now this is tough because this is not going to kill.
Well, I like to stand one stagger. That was so smooth.
And there you go. You see, Adonis is a smart enough player to realize when his opponent has a weakness. Rewind, the entire game was having trouble blocking the mix-up between the forward 2 and the forward 2 takedown. So decided to keep it simple and going for the little bits of damage. As risky as it is, having faith in those mix-ups definitely paid off there. So Rewind, while he's doing surprisingly well with those whiff punishes, needs to be careful with those mix-ups. But he's going to stick with this place of Raiden.
I don't feel like Rewind played exceptionally horrible. I mean, both parties played pretty well, but again, just like you said, man, Adonis's just decision making was so smart right there. Going for the stand 2, and then going for that mix after that. That was very smart.
We're going to get into it. They're going to stay with the same characters, which is the smart decision. Went into a round 3 situation. Wait a minute. No, he did go with Reptile, not just Reptile. Now, this could end up working in his favor. I respect the idea here going for those mix-ups, but Adonis blocking the 4-4 slide at the beginning of the match. That's just an act of God. No one blocks
man. They called it the unblockable. So, yeah, somebody actually blocked the unblockable. And Adonis in the chat said, I'm God. So let's see if he can pull this out, man. Here we go, man. But again, just the added damage with the walking cow drops. Rewind. There we go. 4-4. Right there.
Just trying to get something started, going for the low pokes and just going for the mix that figures if it's working for Adonis, he wants to know if it will work for him. But the forward 4 string, there he finally gets a whip punish of his own. Beautiful grab.
Woo! That almost went bad right there, but solid stuff by Rewind.
Oh, unfortunately, no punish. I respect the idea of going for the quick damage as with the elbow dash as the punish with that forward 2.
Ooh, tricky stuff using the ES teleport right there.
There you go, beautiful tech grab.
Rewind kind of adjusting right now. He knows what Adonis wants to do after that initial setup.
That was a beautiful teleport to get away from that force ball. Switching positions, trying to keep Rewind in that corner. Beautiful hit confirm. And another 4-4 slide. You can only block that so many times.
A full meter right now. He could go for the X-ray if he wanted to. Let's see what he tries to do. And that's going to be a punish on that slide right there. Solid.
Be careful throwing out those slides. He was sitting much more comfortably. Really didn't need to throw out that slide. So maybe if he executes just a little bit more patience, but even now getting Adonis off of that meter, back to the corner, it is Rewind's turn for the mix. But as we talked about before, if Adonis can knock you down, that's where he shines.
Okay, but here we go with the added damage to the corner.
You see now Rewind has an amazing rifle right now. Doesn't need to go for anything unsafe. It just goes for the EX slide just for good measure, tying up the set 1-1.
Yeah, man. And you know what? Noxious in these low life situations is going to be beneficial because the gas that he emits off of his body does more damage as he's just standing there. So that could be beneficial for him.
There is a new
up to Rewind. I'm not mad at this pick.
No, you know what?
I
the only person
remember
that should be
Adonis
mad at this
playing in
pick
the
is
Reptile.
Adonis because it's been working for Rewind.
Adonis knows what's up. I mean, he used to actually play Reptile, not just Reptile actually. So he knows what Rewind wants to do. It's just a matter of stopping him from doing what he wants to do. And here we go. Adonis trying to go for another one of his patented characters that he has, Pearson Molina. We haven't seen a lot of Pearson Molina. Shout out to Semiij, more known for Ethereal, and Saltface, more known for Ravenous, but haven't seen a notable Pearson in a while. But in America at least, shout out to Foxy Grandpa.
Yeah, shouts Foxy Grandpa falling off the face of the earth, no doubt marking down his calendar for Injustice 2.
Indeed.
As is a lot of players. Shout outs to him, good friend of mine. Looking forward to hopefully seeing that combo breaker. I don't know if we'll get to see him, but here we go into match number 3. Down 3 into the grab. Rewind looking much more composed. I think he focused a little bit too much in the beginning on an aggressive playstyle. Now he's staying a little bit more calculated, but throwing out that elbow dash is not something you want to do at this stage in the game. A beautiful back two whip punish by Adonis, grabbing the combo, picking up where he left off. And getting
another combo right there, Adonis is, man. It's just working out for him so well. There we go. All right, we said in the neutral. What's going to happen with the back two? The low arc of the back two, catching him even though the jump over. Good stuff by Adonis right there.
And we're seeing the moment Rewind throws out something a little bit unsafe to try and get some sort of momentum going, Adonis is right there to just stop him right in his tracks.
Yeah.
And that's really been Rewind's fault here. Every time he goes down around, it's because he made one little mistake and then Adonis had a chance to do what he does best, and that's incorporating a suffocating pressure after knockdown. So here we go, 2-1-2, going for a little bit of damage, just trying to chase down Rewind. And even now, it's proving to be much more successful.
Yeah, it's just working over and over again. Solid block right there. Let's see if we can try to bring it back, man, but Adonis is on point.
Oh, he scouts out the X-ray. Wait a minute. No, not like this. Not like this. My God. For the stacker, I don't believe it.
What a comeback by Rewind, the young guy.
Rewind, to have the presence of mind to know that not only was the X-ray coming, but to also know that it wasn't going to chip out. That was insane. Here we go. Adonis trying not to be shook, goes for a little bit of damage, getting the grab. But you see now, Rewind has Adonis in the corner. Adonis is going to have breaker, decides to use it immediately.
Ooh, nice punish right there by Rewind, man, on that teleport. We're going to get him to punish it again. Yes, he is. This actually might be close to killing. If he can get a little bit of extra damage out of it. Can't do it again, but look at the life draining, and he's going to get it with the 4-4 string. Oh, my God.
I don't even know what happened to Adonis's health. That happened so quickly between the noxious gas and the amount of damage that Rewind does in the corner, especially after that EX squad, that 35%. Before you knew it, Adonis just started getting a little bit too impatient. It almost looked like he started to panic there a little.
I mean, he
that
did
really
2 raw teleports, and that's very uncharacteristic of Adonis. I mean, he's usually very poised with his decision making, but those 2 raw teleports just that was just life and death for him.
Adonis has a really tough decision to make. Rewind is sitting 2-1 against Adonis right now. Now he's got him thinking about piercing.
So he's taking his time, and I really appreciate this from Adonis, man. Take your time, think about what happened in the last game, and decide if you want to go back to Scorpion, because I mean he's been showing light of doing very well, but he's going to put his tournament life, Melina.
Well, now he's locked in, so it puts Rewind in a good position, even to the point where if he loses this game, he has the chance to go back to Raiden against Melina, which I think he might enjoy a little bit, especially because he's played Melina himself in the past.
Yeah.
But Adonis's Melina is no joke. He's been playing this character for a very long time, even with piercing throughout all of it. But a beautiful block by Rewind, punishing accordingly. And just taking his time. He knows with that ball roll, anything Reptile does is punishable. So he needs to be very careful being aggressive like that.
And you can see that a Rewind wants to be up close, and he doesn't want to be far away, taking those high sides and low sides. He wants to be in her face, trying to do his extra damage, which Nazi Gas does, and actually that's going to kill, man. Punish on the ball roll with a slide. Rewind 1 more round, moving on to do another top phase in Kombat Cup.
You know, like we said before, if Rewind wins this set, this will be his 5th top 8 out of the 8 weeks here in season number 2, and that's a huge statement. Adonis especially is no pushover, but it's going to take, he definitely has an uphill battle here.
Here we go, the unblockable.
4 slides, the unblockables. It's so hard to block. The EX rolls, just to stay away from Reptile at this point. He has the life lead, and the Savage down 2 just to try and even something out, disrespecting all that pressure, maybe down the wall.
Here we go, punish on the side right there. What's it going to be? He's going to go for the overhead? No, possibly. Just trying to keep it in the corner.
Adonis, beautiful down, beautiful strap. It's not going to kill though. And the run-up grab, Rewind advances into the top 8. That was so ballsy, and I couldn't respect it anymore.